Face-to-face communication is often used as a benchmark for evaluating other types of communication, including those which are virtual. In particular, the latter are often blamed for being the source of many misinterpretations and false conclusions. These errors are generally attributed to the fact that when communication is carried out by technological means, the absence of a series of cues, particularly non-verbal cues, limit the amount of information that reaches the receiver of the message, which complicates their understanding. In this sense, technology-mediated communication can be the source of many conflicts, and in particular, the source of the cognitive conflicts we talked about in the first module. While the above is certainly true in many contexts, research shows that under certain conditions, technology-mediated communication can be more effective than face-to-face communication. This is the case, for example, when the issues are unambiguous and uncomplicated. Some technology-mediated communications are also criticized for amplifying disagreements and making conflicts more intense. Indeed, the distance created by the use of these technologies has the effect of disinhibiting the speech of some people. They then start to express themselves in a much more aggressive way than they would if they were communicating face-to-face. Importantly, this increase in aggression is particularly likely when the medium used allows for user anonymity. Technology-mediated communications also have advantages. For example, they can facilitate the management of emotions that are too intense, notably because it is easier to abandon a virtual conversation than a face-to-face one. A second advantage of virtual communications is that they often allow greater control over what is said. Indeed, when they are asynchronous, virtual communications allow message senders to consider twice what they are going to say and how they are going to say it. This type of communication is also an opportunity for the parties to focus their attention on the substance of the problem, rather than on identity aspects. Finally, the physical distance that virtual communication imposes can also help to reduce the anxiety of people in conflict. Researchers have indeed shown that the absence of the counterpart reduces the feeling of anxiety and increases the likelihood that the other party will receive a positive evaluation. Let's end this introduction to conflict in virtual environments by noting a few more things. First, parties in conflicts often opt for several different modes of communication. Conflict is rarely all virtual or all non-virtual. Parties often switch happily from one mode to the other in their communication during conflict. Second, people's use of communication technology can vary. While sometimes technologies will be used in combination with face-to-face communication in order to manage the conflict, sometimes these same technologies will be used to consciously avoid face-to-face conflict.